Your brain begins processing every situation before you consciously recognize what is happening around you in that moment of awareness. The moment you think about taking action, hidden neural systems start predicting outcomes based on past experiences and learned behavioral patterns. This silent prediction process shapes hesitation, confidence, and fear long before any visible decision or reaction appears externally. When your mind imagines consequences, it is not guessing randomly but calculating survival, comfort, and social acceptance simultaneously within neural circuits. Every pause before speaking reveals an internal negotiation between instinct, logic, and emotional memory stored deep within your subconscious brain networks. People who hesitate longer often possess neural pathways optimized for risk evaluation rather than impulsive reward-seeking behavior patterns. Immediate action, however, reflects a brain wired for speed, confidence, and instinctive pattern recognition developed through repeated experiences over time. Overthinking does not indicate weakness, but demonstrates a predictive brain attempting to simulate multiple future possibilities before committing to action. Your personality is continuously expressed through these hidden calculations that shape how you react to opportunity, pressure, and uncertainty daily. When confronted with unfamiliar situations, your brain instantly scans memory archives, searching for similar experiences to guide behavior subconsciously. This internal scanning process determines whether curiosity, caution, or avoidance becomes your dominant behavioral response in uncertain environments. The brain constantly balances comfort with risk, shaping decisions that reflect your deepest psychological priorities and learned survival strategies. Each emotional reaction you experience originates from chemical signals, influencing neural pathways responsible for motivation and behavioral direction. Dopamine anticipation motivates exploration, while fear responses activate protective circuits designed to maintain stability and safety in changing conditions. Observing how you react internally reveals personality traits more accurately than observing your outward actions alone. Social situations trigger rapid subconscious evaluations of trust, dominance, and acceptance, shaping communication patterns and behavioral expression. Your mind measures social risk continuously, adjusting tone, posture, and response timing to maintain psychological balance within interactions. These adjustments occur automatically, revealing personality characteristics rooted deeply within neural architecture rather than conscious intention. Every choice you make is influenced by predictive models formed from past experiences stored within memory networks. The brain prefers familiar patterns because predictability reduces uncertainty and conserves cognitive energy required for survival and adaptation. However, curiosity-driven individuals possess neural sensitivity to novelty that encourages exploration despite potential risks or uncertainty. This difference explains why some people pursue new experiences, while others prioritize stability and familiar environments. Internal conflict during decision-making reflects competing neural systems balancing long-term goals against immediate emotional comfort. The strength of each system determines whether patience, impulsivity, or strategic thinking dominates behavior. Emotional regulation reveals the brain's ability to maintain stability despite stress, uncertainty, or external pressure. People who recover quickly from setbacks demonstrate adaptive neural plasticity shaped through experience and cognitive resilience. Memory recall during decision-making influences how risk and reward are evaluated within predictive neural frameworks. When you replay past mistakes mentally, your brain strengthens learning circuits designed to prevent repeated negative outcomes. This reinforcement process gradually shapes personality by modifying behavioral responses across similar future situations. Confidence emerges when predictive accuracy increases, allowing the brain to trust its internal models of reality. Anxiety appears when prediction uncertainty remains high, forcing constant monitoring of possible negative outcomes. The brain continuously refines predictions using feedback from results of previous actions and environmental responses. This learning mechanism explains why personality evolves gradually rather than changing suddenly without experience. Attention focus reveals cognitive priorities by determining which stimuli receive processing resources within limited neural capacity. What captures your attention most strongly reflects subconscious values guiding behavior across different contexts. Emotional intensity amplifies memory encoding, ensuring significant experiences influence future decision-making processes. Social approval activates reward circuits, reinforcing behaviors aligned with acceptance and group belonging. Rejection activates protective systems, encouraging caution, withdrawal, or behavioral adjustment depending on neural sensitivity levels. Decision speed reflects how quickly predictive systems reach confidence thresholds required to initiate action. Slow decision-making indicates extended evaluation processes, prioritizing accuracy over efficiency within cognitive systems. Fast decision-making demonstrates reliance on subconscious pattern recognition, refined through repeated exposure and learning. Habits represent automated behaviors created when predictions become highly reliable across repeated environmental conditions. These automatic patterns reduce cognitive load, allowing the brain to allocate resources toward novel or complex challenges. Personality emerges from the interaction between predictive models, emotional regulation, and environmental adaptation mechanisms. When faced with pressure, subconscious priorities become more visible through spontaneous behavioral responses. Stress reduces deliberation capacity, forcing reliance on deeply ingrained neural patterns developed over time. Observing these reactions reveals authentic personality traits independent of social performance or conscious image management. The brain's primary objective remains survival optimization rather than comfort or happiness in every circumstance. Therefore, behavioral tendencies reflect strategies that previously improved safety, efficiency, or social integration. Internal motivation arises when predicted rewards outweigh perceived risks within neural evaluation processes. Avoidance behavior occurs when potential threat predictions dominate reward expectations within subconscious calculations. Learning occurs when prediction errors force neural adaptation to improve future behavioral accuracy. The brain constantly updates internal models using new information gathered from sensory input and experience. Personality stability emerges when predictive models remain consistently reinforced across repeated environments. Behavioral change requires repeated prediction errors strong enough to reshape existing neural expectations. Curiosity represents a predictive strategy, seeking information to reduce uncertainty about unfamiliar environments. Fear represents a predictive strategy minimizing exposure to unknown outcomes that may threaten safety or stability. Motivation reflects alignment between predicted reward and perceived personal value encoded within neural circuits. Self-awareness increases when conscious attention observes subconscious prediction processes during decision-making moments. This awareness allows individuals to modify behavior intentionally rather than reacting automatically to internal signals. Emotional experiences serve as feedback, guiding future predictions toward more adaptive behavioral outcomes. The brain continuously integrates logic, memory, and emotion to generate coherent behavioral responses. Personality differences reflect variations in sensitivity, prediction speed, and reward evaluation across individuals. Some minds prioritize exploration, others prioritize stability, and many balance both depending on context. Decision-making therefore reveals internal priorities more accurately than verbal self-description alone. When actions contradict stated intentions, predictive systems rather than conscious beliefs determine behavior. Social environments reinforce particular behavioral patterns through reward, punishment, and expectation feedback mechanisms. Over time, repeated reinforcement strengthens neural pathways associated with consistent personality traits. Even silence or inaction represents a decision shaped by predictive evaluation of potential consequences. The brain rarely acts randomly. Even spontaneous impulses follow internal probability assessments built from experience. Observing your reactions carefully reveals patterns that define how you interpret reality itself. These interpretations guide expectations, shaping perception before conscious reasoning begins analyzing information. Therefore, personality is not fixed identity. but dynamic prediction system, evolving through interaction with environment. Awareness of prediction processes allows intentional adjustment of behavior toward desired outcomes. Growth occurs when individuals challenge automatic predictions and gather new experiential data. This process gradually reshapes neural pathways supporting adaptive and flexible personality traits. The brain seeks coherence between expectation and experience, minimizing contradiction within internal predictive models. When contradiction occurs, psychological tension motivates behavioral change or reinterpretation of information. Decision-making therefore reflects constant negotiation between expectation, perception, and desired future outcomes. Personality expression emerges as the visible outcome of this invisible predictive negotiation process. Every thought represents simulation of potential reality shaped by memory and expectation. Every emotion represents evaluation of predicted meaning attached to perceived experience. Every action represents execution of prediction judged most beneficial within given circumstances. Understanding this process reveals why behavior often precedes conscious explanation or justification. The brain acts first through prediction, then explains through conscious narrative after action occurs. Self-reflection therefore uncovers predictive patterns rather than inventing entirely new behavioral tendencies. Observing these patterns consistently reveals stable characteristics underlying personality expression. What you fear, pursue, avoid, or repeat reflects internal probability maps guiding behavior. These maps evolve continuously, shaped by feedback from success, failure, and social interaction outcomes. The mind therefore operates as prediction engine constructing reality through expectation and interpretation. Recognizing this function provides insight into behavior previously perceived as irrational or unpredictable. Awareness transforms reaction into observation, allowing deliberate choice within automatic predictive systems. Personality becomes understandable when viewed as outcome of continuous neural prediction rather than fixed identity. Every individual carries unique predictive patterns shaped by experience, biology, and environment. These patterns determine perception of risk, reward, and meaning across life situations. By studying internal reactions, one can observe prediction systems actively shaping behavior moment by moment. This observation reveals hidden logic behind hesitation, confidence, and emotional intensity. Understanding your predictive brain reveals who you are beyond conscious self-description. The patterns guiding your reactions today continue shaping the decisions you will make tomorrow. Like and subscribe for more video.